Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Danny Phantom Vlogs Revisit. This time we are talking about the episode Urban Jungle. This was a 30-minute special that was made for Earth Day back when the final season was airing. Most episodes of the show end up being like 23 minutes long. This was a 30-minute special, half hour special. Of course, with all the commercials, it was more like 45 minutes. But this was a pretty big deal. This was a pretty big deal back in the day. I still remember seeing all the advertisements for this episode. They really advertised this. They really advertised this episode. Not just this episode, but there were a few shows that were doing Earth Day videos. Like, I believe Jimmy Neutron was doing one. I think Fairly Odd Parents was doing one, and there were a couple other shows that were doing like Earth Day episodes. And this was Danny Phantom's Earth Day episode. It shows Undergrowth, a plant ghost, a powerful plant ghost, and this is one of those ghosts that I mentioned before in the Vortex video. A ghost that is immensely powerful, that has been around for hundreds, possibly thousands of years, and is just one of those super powerful ghosts. So there is very clearly a hierarchy, so to speak, in the ghost community. You've got ghosts that used to be human. You've got ghosts that used to be human, like Poindexter and Desiree and Ember, and then you've got ghosts that have always been ghosts, like Skulker is a perfect Skulker is a perfect example, and Spectra. And then you've got these super powerful ghosts, such as Undergrowth and Vortex, and then even above that, you've got the royalty, the members of royalty, like the Pumpkin Knight, the Fright Knight, that's what it was. That's the name. The Fright Knight and the Ghost King. So yeah, there's very clearly some kind of a hierarchy in ghosts, in the ghost zone. Undergrowth is voiced by the legendary Mark Hamill. Legendary Mark Hamill. This was all over the advertisements. All over the advertisements. When they were advertising this, they kept mentioning that Undergrowth was voiced by Mark Hamill. They kept mentioning it throughout all the advertisements, and I was so excited because I remember I knew Mark Hamill, not as far as Mark Hamill's like voice acting career. Obviously, I knew Star Wars, but for his voice acting career, I knew him as Joker in the animated Batman series, as well as Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I knew him as both of those characters, and I'm like, oh, awesome! He always plays a good villain. Anytime he plays a villain, he's always a good villain. So I can't wait to see what this villain is like. And he did not disappoint. Undergrowth is a really cool villain, and he actually successfully takes over the world. Like, he actually successfully takes over the world. Danny actually has to retreat into the ghost zone Danny has to retreat. Danny has to retreat into the ghost zone because something is wrong with him. He's super cold. He can't get warm. He can't get warmed up. Um, and he goes to the ghost zone and gets to Frostbite, and they help him learn to control this new power, which turns out isn't even a new power. It's an old power that is now starting to surface as an attack. His ghost sense has been this power all along. And up until now, he's only been releasing this new power in small doses when he senses ghosts. The rest of it has been building up inside him this whole time, and now there's so much of it that it's causing him to freeze, and it's causing him to be impossible to warm up. So he has to learn to release it, control it, and release it in a controlled way. And so he trains. He trains to use this new power. And once he's gone through his training, he returns. He returns and sees that everyone he knows and loves has been taken over by the vines and mind controlled by them and placed in these pods, and they're going to be used as fertilizer for the rest of Undergrowth's children. And Sam is being controlled, and she's the caretaker of the new Garden of Life, that is covering the world. And she's being mind controlled, and we see evil Sam, and dang. Okay, first off, her second design, pretty badass, pretty cool looking. But her first design, the whole poison ivy design that she's got going on, when she's first taken over, Sam looks pretty fine there. She looks mighty fine there. He ends up using his new power to freeze the roots of Undergrowth, to weaken him enough to where he won't be able to regenerate. And then he just destroys Undergrowth by releasing all of his cold power into one snowball that buries its way inside of Undergrowth and just explodes from the inside. And it's just so cool. It's so cool. This new power is awesome. I love that his new power is making things cold, because that is just that's a common trope. That's a common trope about like spirits and demons. Like, they send chills down your spine, and you can see your breath, and everything just feels so much chillier. So it makes sense that like he gets a cold power. So I love this new power. I love the power. I love the villain. I love seeing Frostbite again. He really is a really cool character. I do like Frostbite. He is an awesome character. I love Frostbite's like whole ice arm, where like you can see his bones in his ice arm. That's so cool. That's such a cool design. Seriously. But yeah, so I like the villain. I love who's voicing the villain. I love Sam's new look. I love the world level threat. Which, let's be real here. Like, we're looking at like world level threats, we haven't really gotten too many of those. Let's see. Were there any world level threats in season 1? I do not believe there was. Ember was not actually threatening to destroy anyone. She just wanted an audience for her music, and she was just planning on getting everyone to love her music, because she never got to break out into stardom. She died before she had a chance, and so this was her just trying to become a star. So I wouldn't say she's a world-ending level threat. So, season 2, Pariah Dark, the Ghost King, that was more Amity Park than the rest of the world. Ultimate Enemy, again, that was Amity Park, not necessarily the rest of the world. Reality Trip, that absolutely was a world level threat, and that was the season 2 finale. Torrent of Terror, world level threat, and this world level threat. So Danny's enemies are certainly getting more and more powerful. They're not just content with taking over Amity Park anymore. They're trying to actually actively take over the entire world now, or destroy it. Oh yeah, Technus. Technus had a world level threat because he was taking control of all technology in the world. That was the first world level threat that he faced. So, but yeah, I do like the escalation of threats. I like how as Danny gets stronger, the threats escalate. So I do like that. And honestly, this is an A+. This really is. This is an A+. I love the whole special. This whole special is just so good. But yeah, so that's all I really got. Like Danny saves the day. Danny saves the day. He's got his new power, and him and Sam continue the whole will they won't they thing, and yeah. That's really all I got. A+. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.